Welcome to 60 Skills. Today's topic is, what is an egregore? An egregore is an empowered thought form. All right, what's an empowered thought form? Quite simply put, whenever two or more people gather, an energetic form is created around them. Over time, more and more energy can be applied to this form, and this form can take on a life of its own. So the simple fact of the matter is, anything that has a large number of people associated with it has an egregore associated with it as well. This is one of the reasons why it's basically impossible to fake being something. Whether that's pretending to be a doctor, pretending to be a member of the military, pretending to be an accountant, the reality is, if you haven't done a certain amount of work with something, you don't have access to the energetic thought form behind it. All right, now that covers basic run-of-the-mill stuff, and I don't think it's a big stretch to see how someone who's especially adept at, say, branding has an innate knowledge of this. This is valuable to know. However, there is a magical application of the egregore effect as well. Obviously, large corporations such as Coca-Cola are going to have an egregore around them, as does a company like Pfizer or any other big corporation. However, this also applies to things like religions. So, of course, the egregore surrounding Christianity, Buddhism, Islam, Judaism, all of these things, phenomenally large. However, for our purposes involving magic, egregores also form around magical systems. This is one of the reasons why ritual is so important. Ritual, in many cases, serves as a key that unlocks a door within that egregore. The basic purpose behind which is to prevent non-members of that association from accessing this storehouse of energy that has been built up around a certain thing. Also keep in mind that when these energetic reservoirs get large enough, they also tend to attract various spirit figures. So egregores typically are not only energetic reserves, which are useful, but they also tend to bring certain spirit figures with them as well. And this is where it begins to get interesting. You see, an egregore isn't simply a bank account that a member can go withdraw funds from, energetically speaking. An egregore also shapes behavior. This again is the reason why it's really impossible to fake being a member of another profession, be that a doctor, an accountant, military member, fireman, policeman, whatever. Because the reality is, most people who are even a little sensitive are going to pick up on the fact that that person isn't really a part of that group. It's also the reason why behavior within groups tends to be normed, because you've got this energetic and sometimes overt spirit activity shaping the behavior of the people within that group. Now, magically speaking, most of the bigger energetic reservoirs out there have egregores associated with them, and they have various requirements for an individual to access them. One of the biggest available to Western civilization is the Catholic Mass. The Latin Mass in Catholicism is a tremendous storehouse of energy, but there's a catch. Yes, you have to be a member of an apostolic line of succession, but the real thing is you have to be declared a priest in order to access the power of the Latin Mass. Otherwise, you can feel the energy, you can see the energy, but you don't have the key that unlocks that door. Now, the way a lot of egregores work is as people perform rituals or give prayers or do these various things, a little bit of the energy of that effort goes to the egregore. That way, if somebody has access to it through the proper rituals and gestures and other means of access, they can access this phenomenal storehouse of energy. But again, nothing really comes for free, and so egregores can really be viewed as intelligent batteries. Now, as long as your goals and the goals of the egregore coincide, life's great, which is why I frequently tell people who are practitioners of traditional medicine, go out and get the Medicine Buddha empowerment. You don't need the full skill set as a magician. You just need that. Get the empowerment, do the prayers, make all the offerings, and over time the Medicine Buddha will grant you insight into your practice and you will become a better physician. This isn't very complicated. On the other hand, if your goals and the goals of the egregore do not mesh, then you really need to work with something else. That egregore will make it known that it is progressively less in line with what you want and progressively restrict your access to what it has. So again, a little talk on egregores. Be well.